Okay, old goats, I'm over here by this dungeon door. I'm back in the money saving mode. Yeah, I'm not gonna get much further on my room, I don't think. At least not until some of this other stuff's done. But I do plan on finishing the room. The sooner the better. So hopefully I'll get back on it within a week or two, or maybe 4. But we're gonna go ahead and I already did most of this doorway where I did sealed the gaps in the frame. I gotta fill in over here still, and then I got another door, and I got the other side of this and the other side of the other. So we're gonna go ahead and get to that. We're using the liquid nails for Mortar and Concrete. Bada bing, bada boom. Put a link to that down below in the description. But this is just as an air stop. That's all we're using it as. That's all I intend to use it as. So we'll get to it. Hopefully it is not too dark down here to see this door. Haven't put any new lighting in other than the one LED lighting over there on the other side of the room. But it's okay. It's all right. Once the walls are in, we'll worry about lighting in the room. Of course, this is outside the room. But when you're saving, I mean, like I said, though, I put the dry lock on half the basement, and of course I filled in the gaps first. That saved me about 6% of my energy cost. You know, it's about $10 a month. I'm good with that. So my thinking is these are probably my 2 biggest air leaks or heat losses. So might as well fill these, you know, these frames in a little bit and get those ready to go. Then all I got left to do is paint this wall, and we're good. I mean, well, I got to do inside these 2 rooms too, but that can wait because I got to get them cleaned out. And I think that one's the one over there is almost all cleaned out. This is the one that has everything in it from the basement, or at least everything that I could move that was going to be in my way for my room. So, you know, there is that. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully this will save me another $1 or $2 a month. It's not perfect, but it'll do. I know what some of you guys are probably thinking. Hey, old goat, you know that door is just gonna sieve air right through it anyway. Yep. Yes, I do know that. But I also know that those cracks are where I was losing a lot of air, and well, I can put the foam insulation around the door insulation around to prevent some of the other leak. And if I ever replace the doors, then I just wasted my money on that stuff. But anyway, that's you know, I think I'll see that next time it gets cold, it's going to be at least a degree or two warmer down here, and that's what it's about. You know, let me talk to you guys about the energy savings, the 6% that I saved already, or at least, you know, that it appears as though I saved. But which it makes sense to me. If you're removing the humidity from the air, obviously the furnace is going to have to work a little bit less. If it does have like a half R value or a quarter R value, your biggest gains are in the first 1 R anyway. So even if it is a quarter or a tenth of an R value, it's a lot better than nothing. So the paint itself could at least have a 0.1 R value, which would be a pretty good improvement over 0 R value. Even at that, any gaps it closed that I missed with the liquid nails, of course that's airflow, which a little bit quicker heat exchange through the airflow. So even at that, there's multiple reasons why that could save money. But that's not money that I'm saving down here in the basement, okay? That's money upstairs. That's money for upstairs heat. So any any warmer temperature down here is going to result in that furnace having to work less, which is going to get the air upstairs warmer quicker and save me money. So that's kind of why I changed what I was doing to get this done a little further. Hopefully tomorrow I can paint, at least use the rest of my paint and get the entire big room of the basement done. I just got the corner and wall to do, which I'm just going to hit the back corner and then work my way forward probably, because if anything I don't get done, I'm not going to worry much about, because it's going to be outside my room anyway. I just want to get the paint used up, get as much of this wall covered as I can. That way, if there is energy savings there, I can at least utilize that to help push me forward a little bit. Already saving $10 a month. At least that's what it equaled out to whenever I looked it up, or whenever I did the math on it. That's not counting the venting done, but the air is a lot warmer upstairs. But I think that what I'm going to find is that I think the venting being done is going to cost me a little bit more. I noticed this from playing games. There's a point where you increase your efficiency to the point that it actually starts to, there's a word for it, diminishing returns. So if I've gotten past the point where it's diminishing returns, which diminishing returns can be a little bit of a misnomer, because that means you're still getting a return. It's just less. Same thing with R value on walls, is you get a good return up to about 6 or 8 R value. Anything past that, you're getting less, but you're still getting. But diminishing returns isn't really something that I'm thinking is going to. I mean, it's what's going to play into what I see in my electric bill over the next month or two. But it's not really what I'm trying to point out. What I'm trying to point out is there comes a point where it costs more, or it's going to cost me more to heat less. because the furnace still has to kick on, the furnace still has to warm up. And if the furnace is only on for a minute, as opposed to 5 minutes, but it kicks on a little more frequently. Even though I'm more efficient in pushing everything forward, there is a point where it's costing me more to get the furnace warmed up than it is to actually heat the upstairs. So I might see a 10 or 15% increase to my energy costs, I think. At least that's what I'm kind of guessing. But that'll play down, because how that's going to work is once the basement is insulated properly, that's going to boost the efficiency of this space. And by boosting the efficiency of this space, it's going to cause my furnace to work even less, of which I'm thinking it'll even out. I'm thinking that 10 or 15% increase I'm possibly going to be looking at next month is probably, maybe, once I get the walls up, once I get the insulation in, maybe might drop it down 20-25% after that. Of course, once I do the upstairs walls, then we're looking at probably maybe, I don't know, 40% energy savings by the time I'm done with the walls upstairs. That's not for several years yet, but my main thing is getting the basement. I want this to be a living space. I want this, well, not really a living space, kind of like a man cave over here. But the rest of it, I still want it to be functional and usable. So I got a lot of stuff to do. I did research some new material for my walls, which I'm really leaning towards. It's a little more expensive, but I'm really leaning towards it. It'll be an R8 straight up against the cement or the cinder block, which I'm still going to gap out a little bit of, lose a little bit of space off the wall anyway before I put my walls up. So what I'm looking at is it's probably going to be about $300 just to insulate the cinder block on the wall over there and the one behind me. That's just for the cinder block. Once I put my walls up, then I need to insulate for sound control. So it's going to be double insulated. R value is going to be probably really close to 30, if not higher, because of the gap, this space. That's really going to increase my R value anyway. I think I've rambled long enough.